Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us for a very special high-level masterclass today. We are super excited to be joined by Heriberto from Meta. And today we're going to be talking about the power of Cappy, the Facebook Conversions API, and what that can do for your agency, your clients, your business. I'm also joined by two members of our product team, Pooja and Manas, who have built out something really amazing that we're going to show you towards the back half of this presentation. But first off, I'd like to introduce Heriberto. Thanks so much for joining us today.
No, pleasure to be here. Yeah, Heriberto Salcedo on the business product marketing team here at Meta, supporting Cappy CRM and our Cappy products from a partnership lens. So excited to be here. Excited that this collaboration exists, this partnership exists, and yeah, happy to get to it.
We're super pumped to have you. This is a topic that we can't talk about enough because of the impact that it has. And so I think I'm always surprised at how many people still don't know what this is. And so it's great to continually talk about the power of Cappy and why we should be using it. We actually have some slides that we're going to go through. So I'm going to tee those up and I'm going to swing it over to Heriberto to kick us off.
Yeah, happy to kick things off. So before we begin on specifically the CRM integration that relates to Cappy, I want to talk about its use case a little bit more from just an ads perspective. We can go to the next slide. Um, I want to spend some time on sort of instant forms for lead generation. It's essentially what it does. It's an on-site sort of product that enables potential customers to express interest with your business. Now, when you think about it, lead generation campaigns use instant forms, and they're more useful for products and services that you can't just hit a button and go straight to the cart or go straight to the website. Typically, lead gen or instant forms or lead generation campaigns are for businesses where it requires a little bit more sort of nurturing or more from the selling cycle in terms of receiving a callback, receiving some sort of additional information. And when you think about sort of the verticals or the industries where lead generation campaigns and instant forms work, think about professional services, automotive, where sort of the purchasing life cycle is a little bit longer and needs additional touch points. What's great about instant form is that it loads instantly. It's completely on the platform and within the platform, so the experience is seamless. A user does not have to leave the platform onto another, so everything happens within the platform. So the experience is great. It's mobile first. It has the ability to follow up with your lead to your CRM via CRM and integration, which I'll get through in a little bit. But instant forms are just a great tool for companies that are trying to generate leads and generate more business and being able to do that on site in a mobile first seamless way. So let's talk about why CRM matters, and we can go to the next slide. Why the CRM integration matters and a little bit how it works, and I'll cover that. If we can go straight to the next slide, when we look at why this CRM integration even matters, it really comes down to lead quality, right? And sort of quality of traffic, quality of potential customers. When we look at specific statistics and industry reports, specifically HubSpot's 2024 State of the Market report, top challenges that we saw, in terms of marketers that they're facing is essentially generating traffic and quality leads. A company with understanding customers and their needs really sort of it's a big insight for us is how do we help businesses sort of help themselves and how do we can connect the dots. So if we go to the next slide, this is sort of where conversions API for CRM exists. Essentially, the conversions API is a tool for businesses that creates a direct connection between essentially your marketing data, in this case your CRM lead data, and our technology to improve targeting, optimization, and measurement. CRM systems sort of help you build and manage relationships with current prospective customers. This connection allows Meta to build models around your highest value target audience and reach more prospect likely to take action with your business in future campaigns. What CRM Cappy does is essentially connects leads data from your campaigns that you've run across Meta to your CRM. It shares that customer knowledge basically back to Meta, and that helps improve and target your highest value prospects in future campaigns. It improves lead quality while reducing costs, which is a big benefit that we saw in some of our early tests. So if we can go to the next slide, I want to sort of dive a little bit deeper into sort of choosing the sort of conversion API and integration. When you think about conversion API, you sort of have two elements in this case. You have for web, and you have for CRM. There are different ways to connect marketing data for Meta, for lead gen. This is primarily done through your CRM. One of the business biggest questions that we get is, what is the difference between a web event integration and conversion API, with the conversion API and a CRM integration? Web event integration with Conversion API uses information across actions that took on your website shared from your server, whereas CRM integrations with Conversions API uses information about leads that you generated on Meta shared from your CRM. So those sort of are the two distinctions. The other element that I wanted to call out from a Conversions API perspective is that the integration for web event is not a prerequisite for CRM integration. You can think of it a little bit separately. If you have integrated for Conversions API for web events, you still need to do some work, and work is required to complete a CRM integration, which is why sort of the partnership component is so important for us, because it alleviates a lot of that sort of that that work and chasing the team and walk through on how that works on their platform. Um, so let's go to the next slide. So now you're sort of you read a little bit about you heard a little bit about Cappy CRM and how it works and the benefits, but sort of you're probably asking, am I a good fit? So if you're asking for yourself, you should already be comfortable running lead ad campaigns with instant forms, and generating at least 200 leads per month. That's sort of the prerequisite. Additional considerations, but not mandatory. I would say the sort of baseline is that lead ad campaigns generating at least 200 leads a month. That's sort of where we start to see really the feasibility kick in. But again, additional considerations, but not mandatory, is you can upload data regularly, at least once per day. The lead stage you want to optimize for occurs within 28 days of leads being generated. And the lead stage you want to optimize for as a conversion rate should be between 1 to 40%. Those are typically some of the best practices that we sort of say in order to sort of really see the impact of this tool. Um, so I'm going to geek out a little bit. If we go to the next slide and really show sort of how it works, just from a data flow perspective, you sort of have your potential customer, um, clicks on your ad, sign up for a free trial. That specific action goes into your CRM system, where it's a newsletter sign up, quote, sales call, appointment. But if you don't have Conversions API, without that connection, this is where sort of our knowledge of your leads sort of ends, and we can't really optimize for those actions. But with the Conversions API integrations, you're basically sharing back those sort of lead events or those funnel events through your sort of those lead stages back with Meta, and we utilize our technology through the Conversions API. Now we have more visibility into that customer journey, and then with that, your future campaigns run with conversion leads performance goal for instant forms are able to reach leads not just from a quantity perspective, which we have that capability, but from a quality perspective, and allows you to sort of save cost and increase impact. If we go to the next slide, so when you think about Conversions API for CRM, it's sort of really around the performance goal, and it enables you to sort of reach um, higher quality leads at the end of the day. So when you're buying lead ads or you're running your campaigns, this is sort of kind of a snapshot of what you want to make sure you utilize after you start sending data back to Meta, and it's already starting to feeding into our model and starts to learn about your funnel stages and your lead events. Your next campaigns, you want to make sure that you're maximizing those leads that are able to take those specific actions that you've already indicated as sort of that lower funnel event. And we've seen results. And I talked about, if you go to the next slide, when doing that, we've seen sort of two main impact points that I want to make sure that I call out. One is a 15% reduction in cost per quality lead, and the other is a 44% increase in rate of converting a lead to a quality lead. And this is all compared to lead ads with instant forms optimized for volume. So if we look at quality versus volume, this is sort of what the quality component really impacts to your business. And we've seen huge success with clients that are taking advantage of this capability. And I just wanted to quickly share some sort of client success stories that we've seen that are utilizing this. So if we go to the next slide, three of them that I wanted to call out. Um, that are really showing high results. Sum Up, Mirror Clinic, and Compare Club all have seen 10, double digits growth in more quality leads compared to lead performance goal. 15% lower cost, 30%, 36%, and 56%. So essentially, it's not just from a macro perspective. We're seeing some of those numbers even over index when you go down to the client specific as they start to post integration with CRM, with Cappy for CRM. Um, so that's it from just a macro Cappy CRM perspective. Now I talked about sort of the work that it sort of takes to get on, and I think this is where the team here is really equipped to really reduce a lot of that overhead and really make things seamless and easy. So I'm going to toss it over to Chase and team to walk you through that.
Awesome. So I just want to reiterate what Heriberto just went through and pointed out, and that one slide that showed sort of the impact is really what it's all about for me, right? Because it makes sense if you can get data back to Facebook from your leads that actually took the action that you wanted, right? Your best leads that became customers, and say, hey, Facebook or Meta, this is what my customer looks like. Then their AI and their algorithms have an easier time going and finding more folks that match those same sort of indicators and factors, right? And so that's what creates that flywheel of ever improving lead quality and reduction in cost, because you're getting better leads the more data that you send back. And hopefully everybody knows HighLevel connects directly with Facebook lead forms, so the leads come straight into the system. That's something that we built a long time ago, but gosh, how long has it been now, Pooja, since we've had the Cappy workflow integration?
Probably 2 years, approx 2 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
so about 2 years ago, Meta, and HighLevel got together and was like, hey, let's make this easier for folks, where instead of having to actually build an API connection, we can just do it no code style inside of HighLevel workflows. And so the next few slides, I'm going to go through very quickly, but I just want to illustrate the steps that you needed to take historically to make that happen inside of HighLevel. So we would first integrate your HighLevel or your Facebook account with your HighLevel account. You'd connect here. We'd then go into Facebook, and you've got to go through a bunch of steps here, right? So we've connected the data source. We create a pixel. We go into settings and choose lead connector. And then we create a workflow over here. And is this in Business Manager, Ad Manager, Pooja?
Business Manager.
Business Manager. All right. We're going to choose lead connector, which is again the white label or the gray label of HighLevel. So that if you're white labeling HighLevel, you don't have to break that trust with your client there. And then we would hop into the HighLevel side of things, where we would create basically a pipeline and an opportunity. And then we go create a workflow. And we can then trigger off of that and saying, okay, if it moves to this stage in the pipeline, we're going to fire off that Cappy integration. And so here's where we would come in and configure the workflow. We'd have to, configure some settings here. We'd then eventually have to jump back to Facebook at some point, right? So here we go. We'd have to go back, get some information out of Facebook again, bring it back. And so it was a little involved. But this was a giant step forward, I would say, for folks, instead of having to literally build an API connection and get into code to make all this happen. So for 2 years, the HighLevel community has been utilizing this and these instructions, and these are all in our help doc library if you want to go check them out. But what I'm so excited to talk about today is we have just released, it's probably still in labs if you're by the time that you're seeing this, our new ads manager right inside of HighLevel, which actually makes it, one, super easy to launch lead ads without having to leave HighLevel, but two, even easier to make that connection with the Facebook Conversions API, Cappy, to get that conversion data back to Meta with way less effort than before. And rather than go through some slides, I want to jump actually right into an account and have Pooja and Manas take us on a quick tour of the new ads manager so that we can check that out. So we're going to head over to the marketing tab, where again, depending on when you're watching this, you may have to go into labs first to enable this, but you'll then see the ads manager tab at the top here. And this is so awesome. So we can literally hop over here, click create a campaign. So right off the bat, we've got two options. We can run sort of the traditional style ads that just link out to a landing page, or we're talking about lead ads. So we can toggle on and create Facebook lead ads right here inside the system. You select your lead form that you've created in your ad manager. So we could just go ahead and we'll grab this test one for here. We've got all these options for the buttons, right? So depending on what we're advertising, we can choose from all these different options. Let's say buy now, or we're probably running a lead campaign. So we do like learn more. We've got the special categories. If you fall within one of these, the team was informing me earlier, like if you're running gambling ads, or I think real estate is even a special category these days, you need to specify that here. So you can do that right there. And then you can use the auto magic for your placements, or you can toggle this into manual mode and control exactly where the ad actually gets displayed, which is fantastic. And then we get to build out the actual ad itself, right? So your ad copy goes here, and then we've got our awesome headline here, and even the description here. And then we can go ahead and add our media, right? So this will open up the media library. We've got some cool stuff in here. I'm just going to select this image that we'll roll with. We can do video, and then we can go ahead and click next. You can even toggle between the different options to see how it's going to look in those different placements. And then we get into next, and we get into our budgeting, right? So we can literally just toggle up what we want to spend on this and determine if we want to spend it. I guess, we can do daily, weekly, and monthly, Pooja?
No, you can just directly put in and it will be like a monthly setup that will be running in. Yeah.
Got it. Then we do our geographic regions here. So we can do, the US, and we could choose whether it includes or doesn't include. So you can add multiple locations there. So if I start typing like Philadelphia, we can add that as a second location. Pretty awesome. Nice flexibility there. And then we get down into interest languages, gender, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to quickly select a couple of these here, and we should be good.
The setup for audience is all optional, so you don't need to like do it if you want to go ahead with like a wider audience set. Yeah.
Gotcha. So then we click next, and we're at the review and publish stage. We get to review the details, and we get to send this baby live. So when we click publish, we can then publish it now, and our ad will go live without ever having to leave HighLevel. We are publishing ads. They're going to start generating leads straight into the system. And then here's where it gets even better when we start talking about Cappy. So if we hop back, we can then just head to automation. And I'm just going to create one from scratch here. All right, and then we're going to load up our triggers. So here we've got our Facebook lead form submitted, where we could specify the form by adding a filter. I can't remember the name of that form we picked. I think it was something about, we'll go with cake order here. That'll work. So once you've selected that form that you're generating your leads through, here's where the magic happens. All that we have to do is search the Facebook Conversions API action. And before we had to go through all those steps where we went through all those different slides, now we have this new option here for Ad Manager, which literally cuts the work in half. So by default, we're looking at our funnel event. We can change this between funnel event or lead event. Our pixel ID is already here for us. We don't have to go back to the business manager to get it. We just select it from the drop down there. And then we get to choose sort of what type of signal that we're sending back, right? I think, let's say you're pushing those leads into a pipeline, you're having your sales team work them, and once the lead closes, you slide it to a stage that says, bought or purchased or whatever. So in that case, we choose purchase because we want to let Facebook know, hey, these are folks that purchase something from us. We want more of these types of leads, please. we can assign a value and then we can hit save. Once we do that, we need to put a value. So let's say the product that we're selling is $500 USD. We save that, we publish, we hit save. And that's it. We're now running ads that are generating leads straight into HighLevel. And then one based on whatever we want to do, like whatever stage in the pipeline, if you want to trigger it off a tag or something like that, we're going to automatically fire this workflow that's going to go to Facebook or Meta and tell them exactly, who it was that purchased that information. Maybe it's not exactly the person. Heriberto, correct me if I'm wrong. It's probably encrypted, but basically it's going to send all the signals from that person so that Meta can then go and find more folks that match that description, which again drives up your lead quality and drives down the cost. And so this is a project that we've been working on for quite a long time now. Manas, you and the team have done an incredible job here. And I'm just so excited for this to roll out so that it's easier than ever to generate better leads at better costs to scale your business. So, Heriberto, I think this is the first time that you've actually seen the flow inside of HighLevel. What do you think?
It's absolutely amazing. I plan on having side conversations with you all and digging deeper, because we should bring this sort of to the market even more like fast tomorrow, because I think, and this is why the sort of the partnership is so amazing, is sort of the simplification of the complex is really the secret sauce here, and this is a testament to that. So, sort of like I mentioned, sort of instant forms is all within the platform for businesses. It pre-populates information, it feeds it right back to your CRM, and then when you're connecting to your CRM, you don't have to do it direct. If you're an advertiser, you can work with a partner, and if the partner on the partner surface as yourselves, sort of you're really keeping it all sort of inside the platform from a buying to like a connection perspective. It makes the business's life that much simpler. So I love it. Kudos to you all and kudos to the team.
Absolutely. And again, this is just V1. So this is going to continue to evolve. Manas or Pooja, do you want to tease anything that's going to come in V2, V3?
Yes, something like that everyone should be looking up is like the messaging ads, something that we are going to like do very quickly, and as well as like template library and reporting, better analytical reports or statistics around it, like those kind of things, like is something that we are looking forward to add like in couple of versions soon. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for Messenger ads. I think we'll definitely have to schedule another webinar with Meta when we roll that out, because now that we have Conversation API, there's a whole world of awesomeness that can unfold from that. But I'm really excited to see this go live. If you are running Facebook ads, lead ads, it's never been easier. And I think the gist of this whole webinar is if you're not leveraging Cappy, the conversion API, you're basically leaving money on the table. There's no reason to not go set this up. It's easier than ever now. Again, if you go to help.gohighlevel.com, you can learn more. You can find the help docs. But if you're running ads through the new ad manager, it's pretty much straightforward. And again, if you're not doing it, you're leaving money on the table, because you can literally just tell Facebook, hey, these are the folks that buy from me. Find me more of them. And the algorithm, the AI over at Meta will go and make that happen, and you'll see your costs go down and your conversion rates go up. So it's really a no-brainer. I'm not sure there's much more to say. Heriberto, any final thoughts before we wrap?
No, just yeah, definitely. I think as you mentioned, Chase, I think it's you're leaving money on the table if you're not utilizing these tools. These tools are by design help to help businesses, whether you're small, medium, or large. So please do, and also both of us from a publisher and a partner perspective are open to feedback. Please bring them in, and our goal is to provide the best experience. So that means that you're working on V1, there will be V2, 3, 4, and it's all incremental improvements from here. So yeah, looking forward to seeing this sort of out there more.
Absolutely. Well, that's it. If you haven't checked out the Ads Manager, again, depending on when you're seeing this, you might have to activate it in labs. If you're seeing this probably a couple of weeks after this has gone live. All right, I'm going to go ahead and kill that for now, and I'm going to bring out two guests that I have with me right now. First is a familiar face, Pooja, from our team, and I also have Mr. Albert Rios from Meta in the house, our partner over at Meta. Always a pleasure to have Albert here with us. And we're going to do some Q&A. You guys ready? Albert, what did you think of that?
That was great. I want to also just highlight to everyone that's watching and tuning in, we spent a lot of time over the last 6 to 8 months really building out this ad manager solution. So we hope that you all will love it. HighLevel has done an excellent job in making it simple. We're looking, in addition to lead ads, also supporting messaging at some point. So we're going to be a one-stop shop for you to be able to drive leads, increase the quality with Conversions API, and be able to drive your business forward, make leaps and bounds on growth. And so excited to be here today. Thanks to HighLevel for all the work that you're doing and everyone else for tuning in. So lots to look forward to.
Absolutely. All right. So we've got about, let's say, 10 minutes for Q&A. Let's pull up some of these questions that came in as we were going through the webinar. So first up is from Rich. Is the Meta instant form required for Cappy workflow, or can it work from a contact form on a landing page?
It can work for contact form as well, but you'll have to collect the FB lead ID at that point of time when you're collecting the contact form submission.
Cool. Next up, we've got a question, another one from YouTube. Is the new Facebook Manager Cappy working for both forms? And this is the same question essentially, right?
It's not same, but yeah, it works for both. Like it works for instant forms as well as for website visits. Both of those things, like you'll be able to use, like the Ad Manager Cappy setup over there.
Got it. All right. Next question we had. Can we do it for multiple accounts? So I believe this is, can we connect multiple Facebook accounts to the Ad Manager?
Not multiple. So he's asking about multiple ad accounts. Probably that's not possible as of now inside Ad Manager, but our goal is to expand, you to add like multiple ad accounts. Today you can add like multiple Facebook pages where you want to show your ad. But if you want to add like multiple ad accounts, that's not possible as of now. Like we are working on that, and we'll definitely look into like expanding on it for sure.
Okay, great. Next question from YouTube is funnel event connected to Cappy with this new system?
Is the funnel event connected? Yes, you can. So basically it's like a plug and play. You actually don't need to go to events manager and create your whole Cappy event. From this side, what we have done is we have automated a lot. You just need to create like your pixel name and then come to workflow, send all that data out, and we'll be managing all your pixel related setup from our side. That's how we have done it as of now inside high level workflows.
Okay, awesome. Next question is from me to Albert. Albert, can you stress the results that you guys see on your side of the fence when people utilize Cappy? What happens to, statistically, what happens to their campaigns, to their leads, the quality, the price?
Yeah, so I think a lot of it was covered in the webinar, but to give you some thoughts here, and similar to echoing what Chase had talked about earlier, when you're not sending the Cappy, right? When you're not sending the signal, we don't have anything to base that lead on. So what we need to have is signal to understand what type of leads you want to look after, which ones are those that you want to find. And what would result in this is that your cost per lead should decrease, your return on ad spend should increase, right? And overall, you should be increasing the quality of leads by using Cappy, and then obviously the tooling and the automation that HighLevel offers today. So overall, we've seen increases pretty significantly. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but 4 and 5x increases in reduction in cost per lead. Obviously, higher quality leads as well, and we can share some of that material as a follow-up also. But overall, we need Cappy signal in order to give you the best leads possible. We don't want you to just be spending and not being able to train and educate us on who you're looking after. And so that's going to be really helpful as you think about your lead ads, whether that's on the Ads Manager with HighLevel or our Ad Manager as well.
All right, well said. Our next question comes in from YouTube as well. How about lookalike audiences, as well as detailed targeting by zip code, country level? are the same ad set options available in Ads Manager. So the goal of this was to simplify it, right? It's definitely not as robust as Ad Manager, and that's on purpose. If you're a pro at running ads and you do all sorts of crazy targeting, you're probably going to still want to do that in Ad Manager, which you can do by, there's an option for that in HighLevel. But the easy button is there as well. So Pooja, do you want to address some of these like lookalike audiences?
Yes. So we have created like an option where you can have like if you already created your lookalike audience, or like if you have like similar audience setup like already done inside Meta, you can just come to HighLevel like Ad Manager and you can choose that out. We're going to give in future like in probably like 1 or 2 weeks like capability to create it from HighLevel itself, like from Ad Manager. So that's already available. Where you have written like targeting zip codes and countries on local level, yes, we have allowed like zip codes, and even like if you add like if you are a doctor and you want to put in an address saying that this is my address and I want to only find anyone between like 50 kilometers from it, like then you will be able to do that using like Ad Manager. That's something that we have built in custom in order to give you like best results.
Cool. Yeah, the targeting options are pretty good, but again, it's really easy to use, and that was the main goal. All right, our next question. Another YouTube question. Did you say you had to have a lead form created in Facebook first?
No, you don't need that. You can come to HighLevel, you can create a new one from HighLevel itself. If you already have an existing one that works best for you, it will come inside HighLevel. You'll be able to map the Facebook form field mapping. That will map like whatever our as in contact fields are there against like the metas like instant form fields. That way like it is all integrated inside like Ad Manager. You don't need to go to like separate place to manage and map things out.
Awesome. Yeah. So you can have your own, or if you don't have one, you can literally build it in the flow as you're creating and launching the ad, which is awesome. Next question. Good one. Can we add margin on our Facebook ad campaigns? Yes. This is what's so exciting to me about having this in HighLevel is that you as an agency can add margin or a flat fee. You can do it either way, the way that it's built, and charge your clients a premium that you're going to take home for your services, which is being powered by the software, your white labeled software. So really powerful feature there. Let's see. Workflow question coming in from Facebook. Do we need to have 2 workflows active for one campaign, or can we have multiple actions within one workflow?
So you can have like both ways. It depends upon how complex you want to create. We'd recommend to have like 2 different workflows. One workflow is like where you have like a Facebook form added, then you are creating like a contact. The next workflow is where you are updating and move as in wherever you're moving your particular opportunities like across the board inside your pipeline, you're just creating another workflow and like sending that data out to like Facebook Cappy. That is the easiest way to do it. If you want to do it like in more complex manner, you can just create it using like one workflow, but we'd recommend 2.
All right, awesome. Let's see. Looking through here. How about Cappy through a website contact form? I think we already talked about that one. Here's a good question. Is there an additional cost for Cappy?
No, there is no additional cost for Cappy. The only cost that you're going to bear is basis of like do you want to choose like connect your own BM where you have a successful Ad Manager account outside like HighLevel and you want to like utilize that, then you are going to choose your own BM option. The second option is like use the HighLevel Ad Manager default option, which is more like where you set your own margins and then all those things. Like those are the only costs that you are going to bear. Other than that, like there is no additional cost for using Cappy.
Which is great. It's free. All it does is make you money because it helps Meta's algorithm to do a better job delivering leads for you. Next question. If I have ads running currently, leads going into HighLevel, can we use this?
Yes, you can do it. So you need to choose the option of connect your own BM, where you need to like offer either a $97 plan or a $970 plan. Once you have done that, you can set resell on any of your sub accounts if you want to do that. Otherwise, like once you connect your ad account, like it should be all seamless. You'll be able to create your campaigns, run it down, do all of those stuff like using HighLevel.
Awesome. Our next one is not a question, but a comment. Amazing, Jay Grass. We agree. It is amazing. The next question, here's one for Albert. Heriberto mentioned something about a 200 lead sort of threshold. If you're not generating at least 200 leads, is this still going to be useful?
So one way we should think about it is we obviously need a significant amount of volume, or what we've based as over 200, to start training our algorithm. I think what we should probably do is we can test it in a small way under those 200 leads to see if there's a significant increase in your KPIs. However, the best practice has been to, once you have those over 200 leads, to start integrating and using that signal. I think the best way to kind of tackle this is probably work with HighLevel to understand if there is a significant increase in your lead quality and your cost per conversion, in order for you to continue testing that. I know HighLevel is working on some things on their end, so I'd recommend you to work through HighLevel, use some of the metrics and reporting that they have to assess if that'll work.
Okay, awesome. And Pooja just provided, and I'm going to throw it up on the screen here in a second, which ties into what looks to be our last question here, which is, where can I get step-by-step instructions, please? So all of our help docs live at help.gohighlevel.com. If you just go there and search Cappy, you'll find the docs that you can go through. But Pooja has suggested that I post her calendar link, which I'm going to do in just a second, as soon as I remember how to do this here in Restream. I believe it's called Banners Design Background. Give me just a sec, but it's basically speakwith.us/Pooja, and you can book a time directly with her and her team to check out the new ads manager, walk through how it works, and they'll literally handhold you to success. And here we go. Add, there we go. Add, and it should be on the screen. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. All right, so that'll take you to Pooja's calendar, where you could book a time with her and the team to sit down, talk through the new ads manager if you have more questions. But again, all the help docs live at help.gohighlevel.com, where you can go sort of learn at your own pace. Pooja, any final thoughts on how things are going with Ad Manager since the launch? It is still in labs.
Yes.
How's it been going so far?
It's been going hot. Like, I'd probably say, like, we are going to move out of labs probably by next week. And that's where, like, we want to say that, we are growing right now. And one of the main things that I wanted to share is we are going to launch like snapshot supports for Ad Manager. So if you want to copy all your campaign from one account to another inside like sub account, like, you can do it like with one click. That's something that we're going to take out soon. And as well as like support inside template library, we are going to add in like the other things behind, like, reporting and more analytical reports around it. And then one more last thing that we are going to do is, like, we are going to expand on like messaging ads as well inside like ad manager. That's something that we are going to do soon.
So Albert and I talk about this all the time. Every time we're hanging out in real life, how excited we are about messenger ads and what you can do now with HighLevel and conversation AI. Imagine running ads right into a chatbot, basically, that can answer all their questions and actually book the appointment right there in the conversation. Guaranteed it's going to happen instantly. We talk a lot about how humans are just too slow. Your clients can't get to leads fast enough. So HighLevel has all these great tools that we're going to be able to pair with. Well, you could do it right now, actually, messaging ads, but they're going to come to the ads manager to make it even more seamless. Albert, we were also just talking about WhatsApp and WhatsApp ads and all the exciting things that we have planned as we move into Q4 and Q1 of next year. Any final thoughts on your end?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to our continued partnership, but also welcome all the folks in the community. We work in lockstep with HighLevel. We're on weekly product calls. We talk on the marketing side as well. And so any feedback that you have, anything that's unclear that we're not able to answer, bubble that in through HighLevel. I work with Pooja every week, and so we're here to help you have success across your business. We have a lot of great updates that are coming, and so I look forward to working with the community as well as HighLevel to make sure that we're doing the right things for you all.
Absolutely. We're super pumped on our end. This is just the beginning. Again, we've got so much cool stuff rolling out with our partnership with Meta in the near future. But if you haven't checked out Ads Manager yet and the new updated Cappy flow that came with it, definitely check it out today. Again, you should expect to drive up the quality of your leads while driving down the cost, which is a win on both sides. All right. I think we are cleared. And thanks for joining me, Pooja and Albert.